Hello, everyone. A good Thursday on to thee. If you can hear me in the chat, say I hear you. Now I know people have joined and they will have the continuity of our. There we go. Hey, Stromer, good to see you, friend. We've got some interesting developments that we'll get into for sure. Hey, Michael in chat. Good to see you. Excellent. Thank you, Stromer. Stromer, my good buddy out there, debating, fighting for the cause of the righteousness and good. I appreciate you, friend. I see you. But do you see what I see? Hey, friends.
Hey there.
So I was just letting folks, I know, right? Kind of groovy, kind of now, kind of wow. We've done a lot of work, and a lot of thinking, a lot of sort of noodling on stuff, and so we have some things to share with people as far as the development progress and sort of our plan goes. But before we do that, a couple things I want to talk about. One of them is, are you folks aware of our print reserve program? So we are putting together an print order for Gen Con, and we're inviting you to throw in some orders. If you want to get something from the print reserve collection, all you have to do is go to the link that I'm dropping. And because this is our 25th year anniversary, we're doing 25% off. So you can head to the link that I dropped in chat, and I'm going to real quickly share the screen. There we go. Whoa, that's too long.
That's a long screen.
It's a very long screen. I got long screen syndrome. So, friends, here we go. Here's the collection. You've got the Cyberpunk Slice, Cthulhu Mythos, Threefold, Five at Infinity, Modern Age Missions, Cults of the Mythos, Techno Fantasy, 2 engines, and rumor has it there's a third on the way that you are really going to like, but maybe I can't say anything about that until after Gen Con. Who knows? Starhaven, I love Starhaven. Starhaven is if folks aren't familiar, we were running our Patreon before we transitioned over to Mighty Networks over there at atomicthinktank.com. And that was a community endeavor that we worked with the Patreon on and to create. And it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of real fun, goofy things. But yeah, it's on sale. Sword Chronicle is on sale. Trojan War. And then, of course, the other engine. A fabulous library of books that you can get in print, finally. Now, if you're going to be at Gen Con, you're going to want to see us at booth 101 in the trade show floor. And that's right. You're kind of our hand model today. I like it. Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to Gen Con's going to be a blast. Really, really looking forward to it. With the announcement of course, we talked about 4E for M&M. Mutants Masterminds, 4th edition. We have the playtest Origins edition that will be available in book shape, both at through our store. You can also get it as a PDF as well over at Drive-Thru RPG when it launches on the 31st, just a few days away. And you're going to want to march right over to the booth, buy yourself a copy, and then just play your guts out. It'll be fun. And I have something else that I want to share with you, kind of big news. And I just closed the tab, of course, that I was going to show you. So give me a moment here while we go to You might want to, on your own, head on over to. Hey, Tempo, good to see you. Stormer was asking. I was going to ask any difference between these and the POD versions for drive-through. Yes, these are not the drive-through POD versions. Yeah. And so Nate says, I have a question. The Cthulhu Mythos, maybe a different book.
Hmm.
How does that pair with Cthulhu Awakens? It pairs beautifully. Oh wait, no. So there's the Fantasy Age. Hold on here. Let me.
Exactly. Yeah.
They may feel very familiar.
Yeah, they may feel very familiar. But yeah. So we do have the Cthulhu Mythos. It's Cult of the Mythos. That's why I'm getting confused. Cthulhu Mythos for Fantasy Age. Pairs nicely with Fantasy Age, and the Cults of the Mythos and other Cthulhu Awakens books will pair nicely with each other. And it all runs on the Age system, so there will be elements that you can borrow and kind of pass back and forth and sort of utilize. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Let me see if we've got any others. These are not the droids you were looking for. Is the 5th season role-playing game going to be showcased at Gen Con? No, it's not. But we are. It sure is close. We're of course dealing with a couple, tricky legal situations that we're going to resolve. But I no, yeah, at least I don't think so. And I'm going to ask for sure to make sure I'm not leaving you stranded. But Temple, we'll know before the end of the program. But I don't believe. My understanding is that it's not going to be ready for Gen Con, but it is thereabouts. That's right. 101 is over by the bathrooms, and I'm happy about it. Let's see. Cthulhu Awakens is the sequel to Cthulhu Snoozes. Cthulhu takes a nice mid-afternoon nap. That's right.
As one does.
As one like to do. And so there are some 5th season games running for sure, but not the book isn't going to be available for sale. Am I right, Jonesy? Check me on that. But let me tell you about. Why isn't the page loading? Sorry, we're having internet. We have a
Technical
new
difficulties.
We have a new age character sheet for Roll20.
Yes.
Josie's telling us all about it in an article up on the greenronin.com. I'm dropping the link in chat. But it's not just for one age game. It's for several. Fantasy Age, Blue Rose, Modern Age. And you can grab it now, I believe.
And
yes.
You should.
It's ready for adventure.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks real good. Really, really
Very
good.
excited.
Congratulations, Jonesy. Been waiting for the good news in that arena, and glad to see it. And so, folks, head on over and check it out. And then, if you find something weird, head on over to the think tank and share some thoughts.
Or to the grab.
Or to the grab.
Dump your things into the tank.
That's right. That's right. Thanks in the tank.
Stir it around. See how it goes.
More atoms for the grad. Right? Is it atoms?
We have atoms there.
We do have atoms. We do.
I mean, we generally have atoms. That's a thing.
More,
I think
more grant money for the grad programs.
That's right. Speaking of, I am atom free. But I'm of course trying to riff off of the Green Ronin atomic assembly. And so, get your atoms and assemble them over there and party. So we've come to, let's get into the meat of it. We have come to an understanding, an accord, because originally the notion here, let me just kind of backtrack a little bit. We were designing a battle map. There's just going to be a map. I was thinking, like, interesting, maybe it's a map. But then somebody said kaiju. I think might have been you, Duke, who said, well, let's do kaiju or something. And I was like, okay, let's do a kaiju battle map. Maybe you were on the kaiju. And then, Reyn lent their voice to the process, and we have grown it now, and it is more of a setting than it is than it
It
is a battle
turned
map.
into a complete campaign setting, more or
Yeah,
less.
we are a bunch of feature creeps, and that's just the way we like it. So, but here's the thing: I'm rolling with it. I think in having you two on board to kind of help and throw your creativity into this collaboration is a lot of fun, and that's the name of the game. The idea here is to showcase elements of course, we're doing this under the fantasy age, of course, age being the adventure game engine, which ironically is what this show's all about.
Who
Yeah,
would have thought that
right.
third stage
What an
might be
alignment.
named after that
I
one?
know, right? I mean, people are like shocked at home. That what a twist. But yeah. So the idea here is we're just we're average pals. We're just hanging out, having fun, and we are building something utilizing the adventure game engine, and we'll see where it takes us. There's so much we can do, but we did find some parameters. Kind of define some so that we weren't I know it really is bizarre. Michael in chat's talking about the evolution of this idea is wonderfully bizarre. Well, you have no idea. But yeah, so let's do a little storytelling. And I know that some of this information is kind of uh, brand new. In the sense that I just shared some of this with you today, my friends,
Yes.
and but so we've kind of landed on a central concept, and
Mhm.
that is that there is a dragon, and it has
Yes.
crashed into the world for some reason. Yeah, just kind of landed and sort of embedded itself into this, we'll say this largish planet where and its body is so immense that two distinct civilizations have been built upon it and inside it. One is in its sort of humid, cavernous mouth, and the other atop its icy, mountainous back. Unbeknownst to the majority of its inhabitants, this great slumberer is not merely a geological feature because they think it is. They think it's just like weird. This is shaped like a dragon. Is the idea right now. But really, it is a sleeping giant that is uh, really actually imprisoned by the very citizens that live in and upon it. Um, and not everybody knows the exact details. One group knows for sure what the secrets are, and one group presumes they know, and they battle it out because they want one to subjugate people and to have people living their best lives without waking this thing up, and also being unwitting accomplices in the continued subjugation of this giant beast. um,
Mhm.
and then there's a opposing force that believes that they're doing a bad thing and that they're bad people and they should be ashamed and they should wake this thing up to free it.
Yes.
And the two hang on here, I'm scrolling down here. Yeah, and so and we were kind of talking a little bit, it's a little soft, that people are like, I'm in this cave that looks like this giant cavernous civilization where hot breath comes out, and it's not a dragon.
It's not a dragon. What are you talking
It
about?
just looks
No,
like a
It's
dragon. Don't
geothermal
worry
heat.
about it.
that's right.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
Stalactites come from the top, stalagmites come from the bottom. It
That's
just
right.
happens that it
It's
Exactly.
just looks a
geology,
little bit like
guys.
it is snout like. It's not really a snout. Come
Don't
on,
be
how
paranoid.
big this is. It's
Right.
silly.
And it's just maybe the our ancestors had a lot of fun carving this massive thing, larger
Exactly. Who
than any
knows?
tool. Or, yeah, but hey, that's the way it goes. But did you know as well that both of these civilizations, one in the icy spires of the dragon's back, and one in the I'm not I was gonna use a word that just grosses me out. I'm not going to. In this cavernous maw that is, that will hold a
Hmm.
civilization. And
The cavernous maw.
yeah, well, so this cabal, we'll call it, of leaders and generations of people kind of called to tend, who know the secret. They have a gathering every year, Both of these civilizations do. They are not buddies, by the way. They have kind of minor skirmishes on the regular, and they're often in competition. Um, that's so funny. Devious says, "If not dragon, then why dragon shaped?" That is exactly what I typed about 5 minutes ago.
Yes. Yep.
Um,
It's very lovely.
hilarious. Yeah, so once a year, sort of like Christmas, the citizens are called to come together, and unknowingly what they're doing is they're channeling energy and power as part of the observance of this holiday. They're actually empowering and creating stronger bonds to keep that dragon asleep, uh, because the cabal is coordinating all of that. They're tricking this populace
Kalima.
into believing that they're doing something else, a fun holiday for everybody, but it's really sapping their life force to sort of keep this dragon, uh, taking a dirt nap, literally.
They'll have a hangover after this festival. You can
Right? Yeah,
bet on
exactly. I
that.
was moving a little slower because that
Throwing
party really
parties
took
real
a while.
hard.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Um, and then there's the opposing faction. They're the cultists, harbingers of the awakening. Nobody really knows who they are or who is a member, but there's been famous sort of exposures and things that have happened, and lots of sabotage. The one of the civilizations has a sort of a they depend on the heat or for the steam, and they have a steamworks kind of situation that's easily mucked with. And then you think about all the things, and now if the cultists don't know for sure, they don't. Maybe they have the belief and they're dogmatic in their belief that this dragon is alive, but they don't know the full score of things. They just know that there is a group of people working against them, and they want to tear it all down, and so they do that quite a bit.
One
So that's
dragon is more important than a couple people
and it's
because
it's
it's
really
so old and divine, and
right. Yeah.
you know
The other thing is
you can just build your town somewhere else. You don't have to be on or in a dragon. You can just
right.
move like a couple miles to the right, let the thing fly away, and everything will be fine.
They're fighting for the
Everything will be
souls of their
Fine.
I love it. But they're fighting for the souls of the people. There's a real concerted effort by them to remind people that they're amoral if they're participating in this, or that it's sort of like, imagine, um have you ever met some, a real world kind of allegory, or comparison is like PETA people, folks that are really, like they're just like, humans shouldn't own pets. They're very passionate, much like those folks are. And yeah, like Paul says, ain't no party like a sleepy dragon party. I like it. Stormer
Indeed.
says, "Ooh, dragon punk." Okay, okay.
That's the
Ooh,
I
theme,
like
yes.
that's
that
a
a
fun
lot.
term.
I do. Yeah, yeah, a lot of fun. And so now we have the cities. Now these are big. These are metropolis. Like they're not tiny little villages. Um,
No.
These are city states.
City states, yes, and that's where you two come in, right?
Yeah.
That's where we are.
We each took over the auspices over one of these cities, and yeah,
That's right.
I will live in the maw,
The maw. I like it.
in the moist maw.
And I live in the frigid spines of its back.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Now I know you just took a look at this, and some of these ideas are an evolution of what we've already discussed on some level. But do you want to talk a little bit about each one of your cities?
Sure.
Sure. Do you want to start, Ren?
Sure, I could start. We've got this city called Etheria, the Ice Spire Citadel. And the Etheria being, I think, the formal name, and Ice Spire Citadel, sort of its an epithet.
Hmm.
Um, It's perched on the sort of this mountainous region that rises a bit higher into the sky, into the chill, and with the city itself sort of built into the craggy mountains. Um, let's see. You know, you gave me such a lovely descriptive intro. I can't just leave it alone. Let's see. Perched precariously upon the craggy, ice-scoured spines that rise like mountains from the great slumberer's back. Etheria is a city of wind, stone, and resilience. Its citizens are hardy, accustomed to thin air and biting gales, their homes and fortifications carved directly into the dragon's immense, segmented vertebrae. The views are breathtaking but unforgiving, with vast, cloud-swept expanses stretching below. Life in Etheria is a constant test of endurance and ingenuity, a stark insular existence defined by the raw power of the elements and the dizzying heights.
I
It's
like
very
it.
good.
Yeah,
You know
it's a vibe, right?
that it's such a vibe.
Now,
Um,
I do wanna give one caveat. Um,
mhm,
this is what I wrote up as a sort of,
yeah,
as sort of a Kickstarter to the
yeah.
idea,
This
but
is a
these
rough
things are
draft.
yeah, and these things are subject to change based on your, direction. So,
Fair
don't
enough.
feel like you need to keep my stuff, though I
Sure,
really do
sure.
like the idea of the Wends.
The
Makes
Wends. I
sense
love that name,
too.
honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just
Big
really felt good.
bridges. Oh yeah, these big precarious bridges that go between all the mountain peaks. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, kind
That's a
of
battle map.
yes, right? That's exactly what I thought. I just
That's a
Eventually, there
battle
will
map.
be a battle map.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I spent a lot of time in my mind in that place.
hmm
Oh, nice. Stan's gonna go there for his next vacation.
Oh, you'll love it.
With their
Bring
We got
Wendy's.
timeshares.
bring
That's
your
right.
underwear, your thick one, the
Yeah,
warm
you're
stuff.
that's right, that's right.
You'll want your
Um,
climbing gear.
that's
Maybe a
right, yeah.
parachute.
Yeah, maybe a carabiner for some reason,
I
whatever they do. I mean, I know
mean, I'm sure
people
you can
who
use it.
yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what you'd use it for, but, hey, thanks, Michael. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
I got to agree. That's poetic. That was really nice.
I was really in my brain for this has been a
Oh yeah,
it's sort of how it
can
goes,
feel it.
like writing it and having some rough drafts and then finally going, "Oh my god, it's clicking. This is how it feels right." Yeah. And then it just starts to kind of
Exactly.
name itself and that's kind of yeah, that's kind of what it is.
hmm
Catwalks between the fangs. For
For sure.
sure, for sure.
Folks got to
Um
get around.
Yeah, yeah, and so you've got some political groups that, again, these may and I do wanna give just a little,
hmm
the name you don't have to keep the names. I literally I did a
Sure.
little silly research like the Puna.
hmm
Puna, could be a lot of things, but it actually means, um, what does it mean? Hold on here, let me find it. It's something about oh, yeah, 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 it's a high altitude.
Which one?
Ah, nice.
Puna means,
When's?
high altitude.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but,
Okay. I like that.
yeah.
Interesting. That we can definitely play with that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. But anyway, so go for it.
let's see. The Puna, ancient reclusive order, dwells in the highest, most exposed spires. Believe the dragon is a fallen star being. Dedicate themselves to celestial observation. That's very cool. We can get some star magic in there.
Yes.
Let's see. Interpreting constellations and atmospheric phenomena as signs for the slumbering Leviathan. Absolutely. Obviously, the dragon, landed over here because it wanted us to see this skyline. Obviously.
Right.
So we
Obviously.
have to read. So we have to read what the dragon is showing us.
That's right. All yeah, divine creation or yeah, I love it.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Divine
can get
intelligence.
some. Oh yeah, get some astrologians out there.
I love that. That's a great word. Uh
Laguna Matata. Hi, Stan.
What a middling phrase.
yeah, exactly. That's
Oh,
awesome.
I love that word funicular. That's a fun word.
Yeah, so what is that? It sounds fun, but it doesn't feel like it would be fun.
Funiculars are kind of like elevators that move sort of diagonally. They sort of slide up the incline that they're going up.
Oh, well, that's fun. It's
Yeah,
like a
I love
fun
the word's
feel.
very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so one of the other things I threw in here, and again, this
Mm,
is all sort of up for debate, is that
Mhm.
where the people who are living, the Ethereans, if you will, they're not much for, I'll say they're not a warm group. They're not they're kind of stoic. They are serious.
Survivals. They're
Yeah,
survivaling.
yeah, because that's right. Because messing around and you could die. And they do not take kindly to our friends down in the maw because they have a different lifestyle. They have a different, it's definitely
They're
more,
very different.
yeah, very different, more of a tropical kind of vibe going on. And see what else did I want to check on. Yeah, so there are these disputes going on, and there are also clans. There can be some internal kind of politics around
Oh yeah.
between the clans.
We got the high houses, so to speak.
Yeah,
The important families.
yeah,
The folks who've
absolutely.
protected us for so long. It's only worth they're only that all the respect we afford them is only what they're due.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And they have saved our civilization, and we are,
Naturally.
yeah, we're able to be who we are today with because of their clearly in their lineage, of course, being clearly special. It's
And the
uh,
descendants are definitely not resting on a single laurel. They don't do
that's
that.
right. No, they do not.
Mm.
Yeah, and so
How dare you assume?
the other thing too about that I was thinking about the architecture, just looking kind of jaggedy, like icicles, and kind of sharp and angular, just to really give it that look. Anyway, so
Mhm.
that's yeah. But what do you think about that in general? So you seem pretty like, yeah, this is for me.
So, I may have been primed for this a little bit because has anyone in this chat played Final Fantasy 14?
I have not. Chat, get
All
over
right,
this.
I'm the only one who's gonna look like a weeb today then. Um,
Hey,
the
we're
first
smashing
well,
TTRPGs.
the first expansion is called Heaven's Word, and it takes place in a place called Ishgard, which has a lot of these vibes, although it is decidedly more Catholic than this. Although this very like turbo magic Catholics.
Got
Um,
you.
but I mean, we could certainly pull a little bit from that if we wanted to. But I think we've got plenty that we've going on here. We've got we got important houses. We've got what looks like a reclusive order of stargazers. We've got a little bit of organized crime.
Yeah,
Once you've
It's a
got
little
that
bit
much
as a
control,
treat.
as
as
a
a treat.
treat. That's
Exactly.
right.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
treat.
We've got a very harsh people who are let's see. A lot of very harsh people who are defined by the place that they live, which is very harsh. It is not very forgiving, so neither are they.
Right, yeah, and the juxtaposition is a fun one to play with,
Oh
that
yes.
yeah, yeah, awesome. And then again, I wanna say, so as I was thinking about this, I really, like, I went back and listened to some of our prior discussions, some of the things that we've talked about behind the scenes, and, I really designed it in my mind for you to take and run with. Like, I really wanted, yeah, so I really wanted to kinda capture some of the vibe that we've been talking about, and also, again, any of this can be changed. It's really just the framework from which you can kind of do whatever you like, and then we'll also, so Duke, let's jump over to you. We talk about the juxtaposition, your party
Mhm.
people, your moist party pals in the mall.
Mm,
The moist morefolk.
mm,
Let's talk about that.
Oh, welcome to Fornax, the metropolis in the maw.
I like it.
Deep within the colossal petrified maw of the great slumberer lies Fornax, a city of humid warmth and perpetual twilight. Its citizens live nestled among the dragon's immense fossilized teeth and along the cavernous curves of its palate and throat. The air here is thick with a scent of damp earth and unique phosphorescent fungi, illuminated by the soft glow of bioluminescent flora that clings to every surface. Geysers of warm steam intermittently hiss from cracks in the bedrock, harnessed by the city's inhabitants for power and comfort. Life in Fornax is a constant. Intimate dance with the very anatomy of the beast, a warm, bustling existence inside a slumbering dragon of absurd scale. Which is the basic idea of this nice city, which is built inside of the maw, like the backside of the maw. It seems. Than the front part. You have to imagine like a gigantic snout there, and on the outskirts, it's probably a little bit. I guess people live there, but the part of the city that's interesting is on the backside, where it's moist and warm and nice, and also glowing because there's stuff everywhere. There are the Tooth Spire districts, which are multi-story dwellings and shops carved directly into and around the dragon's massive dull teeth, often connected by dizzying rope bridges and wooden walkways suspended high above the cavern floor. So again, we have like these hanging things where people roam and have their stuff going, which is pretty cool. The Gullet Gardens are rich and fertile sections further back in the maw, fed by the dragon's internal warmth and unique moisture, where specialized glow-in-the-dark crops are cultivated. So you can bet your little tushy on it that every bread will glow in here.
I just kind of had this vision of like what it would look like looking into, if you're far away and you're looking at this, the maw and the cities in there, what that glow would look like. And also just the notion that it was always glowing at all times. Like there's always kind of this low-key light.
Exactly. Everything is somehow covered in some sort of bioluminescent stuff, be it fungi or exactly. I'm pretty sure there are also like fireflies just roaming about just for why not?
Absolutely.
They're probably
to the moisture of it all, I guess.
Exactly. They love it there. And so that's going to be cool. So and what I really dig is the steamworks. There are networks of pipes and turbines that harness the geysers for warmth, light, and rudimentary mechanical power, creating a constant rhythmic hum throughout the lower city, which gives it a Dragon Punk, we had it before, steampunky vibe, which I definitely love. Like harnessing this natural power occurrence that is there for whatever convenience the city decides upon seems like a very cool idea. And there are also the Lumine markets, bustling open-air bazaars in wider cavernous spaces where goods are displayed amidst the natural glow of the cavern, giving everything an ethereal sheen. Exotic goods harvested from the dragon's interior are very common here. So that's also something I enjoy. And it kind of emphasizes a bit that this plays, opposed to Etheria, is a place of abundance.
That's right.
There is food, there is warmth, it's nice, everything glows, you're protected from the elements there, mostly at least. So the people who live there maybe grow a little complacent, not like in a slog kind of way, but I'm pretty sure that if somebody from Etheria visits Fornax, they will roll their eyes all the time at how lazy these people are and how blessed they are and how they're not appreciating what they got.
Yeah. One of the things that Devious asks is, what about city buildings carved out of the teeth of the jaw? That's exactly right. That's just imagine all of these kind of walkways across the sort of the roof, or we haven't really talked about how the head is positioned, because it could be walkways that kind of cross between an open mouth on the side, or it could be on its back. I mean, it's clearly on its back because it's it's on its stomach because it needs wings and mountain range. But
exactly.
yeah.
I kind of imagine it being more or less like this.
Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise the entire interior would be kind of tilted, which is hard to build upon. I mean, probably doable, but I guess that would be
Right,
weird.
yeah. I'm thinking right, yeah.
And I do like having if you have all these rows of teeth, and they are gigantic too. Like they maybe not skyscraper big, but big multi-story buildings that you can carve in there. Which probably the first settlers who came there claimed, because that was an easy pick. And my idea is that that the teeth are now like inhabited by the richer and the more noble folk, because they are like the first buildings there and like the most impressive ones, probably.
I'm going to leave that to you, because I thought, well, maybe it's a socialist utopia, or maybe it's and I thought, what, I'm gonna paint just the shape of things, and let you kind of run with it. And
oh sure,
like Paul mentioned here, Fornax could be a vast Victorian rookery, a maze like slum of workers struggling away and gathering resources for the noble rulers high above. I mean, yeah, that you can go that route, for sure, absolutely. But it's a fertile ground for you to grow your plot as you wish.
Yeah.
Going back to the plaque mines.
That's right. That's right.
And I imagined like the lower row of teeth. That's where already like wealthier people might be, even if it's more of a commune kind of vibe. I'm pretty sure there still are like differences in status and castes, maybe in like a different structure where the more well-off people are in, but the true nobility, like the people who are like the rulers who oversee it all, they live in the upper canines, and like looming above the city and overseeing it all like a panopticon or something.
Yeah, very interesting. I like that. Oh yeah, that's true. Michael in chat mentions the differences between the upper and the lower. There could be the upper or just a upper crust. We were talking about the stalactites and stalagmites, which are actually teeth, but yeah. I like that. Well, one of the other things that I thought was kind of interesting, a notion to play with, is that while you got to kind of, there's a natural barrier when you're out in the ice and the snow and you're living that life and you have 4 layers of furs, you're gonna have a separation that won't be the same as this moist bacchanal going on in the mouth. It's a little bit more compact. You're in a space as opposed to sort of being out in the elements, and so maybe there's some cultural comfort that is a little different than what you would see, say, in a where maybe shows of affection in Etheria are very rare, and that's meant for home, with whoever your partner is, and whatever. But in the Maw, things are a little sexier.
Oh yeah, things in the Maw definitely are sexier. It's warm and moist already. I mean, what did you expect? What's going to happen?
Perfect temperature.
So
right, exactly.
There's a higher temperature, and this warmth also. You phrased it so nicely. The communal warmth is I like that idea very much. That the warmth of the Maw translates to the outset of the personalities of the people, who also have a strong sense of community and I'm and living close together, depending on how the structures are in the city, we have to figure that out. I think if they're living in the teeth, that's definitely probably a more dense stuff because they're more like thin and long.
Yeah,
But how the city looks inside, like down the gullet a little bit, if the actual buildings there, if it's still very cramped or not, could very well be. Oh yeah, Kitty, hi.
Chris is crashing the stream.
That's
always
okay.
welcome.
Kitties are always
The
always
best
appreciated.
designers at the table. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I like the idea of the life of breath, a strong emphasis on adaptability and making the most of the dragon's gifts, and waste is frowned upon. That
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, despite the abundance. Like you have so much, but I think that the culture should be that they are very grateful for the gifts that they were given.
Yeah.
Despite it looking not grateful to the Ethereans, maybe, who live in much scarcer environments and have to really make use of everything they got because otherwise they will starve and die.
Well, it could be a source of conflict too, where they have these resources, and so do the Ethereans, but they look at this group who doesn't appear to have to work as hard as they have.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But they still have a very high reverence for what is given to them. So the question now obviously arises: if they have such a high reverence of the stuff that is given to them, why are they not sharing that freely with the Ethereans?
Maybe there is an Etherean slight of some sort, or because they're not a warm
Probably
people.
several.
Yeah, probably several, right? And or this could date back to well before even maybe they moved into the dragons, situation. I mean, really, it's up to. We can go lots of different directions with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Paul brings something interesting up. The dragon's sulfurous breath could be analogous to your Victorian era pea soup fogs.
Now that was kind of an industrial issue, right? Like because of so much oil or whatever was burning. Was that what was going on there? I'm not really familiar with the pea soup fogs.
Yeah, basically, like you have this budding industrialization that comes up with a bunch of exhaust that you really
smoke.
don't want
Lots
in
of
your
smoke.
city, smoke and whatever. And I think in this case, since the dragon usually is just breathing, and it's which gives warmth and moisture, every now and then, like he burps or something, and that and that's when like the days of sulfur come or something. That's when the air gets thick and yellow and hard to see through, and it's hard to breathe, and those last for like a couple days before it like flushes out again, and then everything is good. And I could imagine that this also like triggers maybe the festival of worms afterwards.
I see.
You have this time of horribleness
Charcoal.
and oppression and charcoal, and once it leaves again and the abundance returns, that's when their festival of warmth is being held
Go ahead. Sorry, I wanted to give. Ren, were you going to say something or?
I was just saying, I like that. I think that's a really good time for it.
Yeah, I do too.
Fits.
And one of the things that I was thinking about is they're living in the mouth of a living dragon. I mean, they don't realize it or don't see it or refuse to see it or whatever. But the dragon, they're basically, there's an inhale and an exhale, and they're kind of living in a cave filled with carbon dioxide and some oxygen, right? And so I wonder if that, because the oxygen would be so thin there, that's one of the reasons why, like they can't go see what's going on with the Ethereans, because the air is super thin there. Like it's up, and maybe that's a barrier to entry or something. Or but there has to be some kind of a downside to hanging out in a cloud of carbon dioxide all day.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we could frame it a little bit like in The Expanse. Like where you have like the Belters
Yeah, they're
who
kind of
grew up in a different environment, therefore have a different physiology by now.
I
That
love that.
just makes things harder for them in different environments, or
Right.
easier in others. So that could be that the oxygen
Good thing
mismatch
to say.
between these places makes it hard for them to go there. They could go there, but they will be like completely exhausted or some weirdness going on. So that could be interesting.
Do you think that they would be a little more of a Rubenesque society? Would they be a little more plump?
You mean the Phyrexians?
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They
Really,
definitely. I mean, they could be due to probably having much more food than they will need.
Oh wow, interesting.
So
Sorry.
that maybe makes sense. Oh, what's going on there? Inhale brings oxygen in. If the dragon's sleeping, that could be some. Ooh.
Yeah,
I think we touched on this in a previous episode.
Yeah, we definitely did. And that could be changing to their, introducing that the days of sulfur, or the great stink or something, whatever you want to call it. Awesome. Okay, and so you've got a suggestion of some forces at play, much like our friends up top.
Yeah. I mean, there are some groups who are within the city because it's very rich with resources. The dynamics are a little different probably than in Etheria. So there are the guilds. Who are not a single governing body, but powerful mercantile guilds, each controlling access to specific geyser lines or rich fungal growths, and they all act like informal houses and are vying for influence and resources, with their leaders holding significant sway. So probably a little like mafia-esque circumstances a little bit. So they are giving, but they are very like protective of their little niche that they're holding on to, and probably not liking too much influence of others in there. But they're trading, and they want they have their little thing going on, and anyone else going in there and probably demanding stuff is not very welcome, I would assume. And then there are the Waft Wardens, a loosely organized spiritual order, often drawn from those who have spent too long in the deep, warm places. They interpret the dragon's tremors, mists, winds, and hums as divine omens and prophetic whispers, often clashing with the goals of the pragmatic guilds. Which is interesting because it depends how they work with the two bigger groups we are going to talk about that are having a similar vibe.
Yeah.
So I guess these are like little sub churches or sub sects that like a little monk guild or something that have their own beliefs going on, and are more or less tolerated by the rest, but not really institutionalized, I assume.
Yeah, I would say like maybe they're called to be a certain way, or to act, they're inspired to kind of spend some time in the depths of the, for who knows why. But yeah, maybe they're a little odd. You know what I mean? Much like the folks that are up in the over in Etheria, you've got the what did you say? Astrologers? Not astrologers.
Astrologians.
Astrologians. I like that a lot.
Which, incidentally, is a job that you can earn, that you can take up in Final Fantasy XIV from that expansion.
Of course,
they do almost the exact same thing.
I like that. I kind of want to just have you. I want to take that clip of you saying astrologian and kind of using.
Astrologian.
I like it. Yeah, great.
Get real close
Yeah.
to the mic and get it a little deep fried.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we should do
Ooh.
that. Well, we'll do a soundboard for folks. They can.
Okay, we're ASMRing this.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, we're living inside a giant dragon that's breathing in and out. You just open the window.
Yeah, exactly. You got ASMR in your face all day, all night.
Exactly. It's like, oh, okay, he's snoring again. Cool. we won't be sleeping for 10 days now.
Yeah. So now there are two groups that are kind of do you want to share anything else or any maybe does any of this on either side does any of it sort of maybe you're like that's a neat idea but I'll kind of put that maybe in the idea hole and then kind of refine it or like does it initially speak to you or is there any elements that you feel like you really want to flesh out and kind of refashion in a way to kind of fit more of your vision?
I think I kind of like combined what you called the undercroft with the guilds.
Yeah, sure. I think so. Yeah.
So they are like the guilds are more like trade focused, but I'm pretty sure they are very very like
they know a guy.
They know a guy who knows a guy, and they are like a criminal underbelly that acts as trade people but has like deeper things going on that are more dangerous and maybe not exactly legal.
Right, yeah, and there's an element here too that I wrote in that you are free. I mean, again, all of this, we're just kind of exploring and taking these ideas to their either conclusion or further development. But the under the resource and cultural disputes, let's see. No, actually, I'm sorry. It's the where did I put that? Oh no, it's the first bullet in other details.
Oh yeah. Let me see. All right. That's interesting. The city's unique fungi and insects are used for dyes, medicines, and a long celebrated culture of communal drinking of fermented liquids and partaking in mild hallucinogenic teas and other drugs, often consumed during festivals. So they are high all the time.
Yeah, you're kind of like a wet Burning Man, a moist Burning Man.
Yeah.
But I threw that in there because it felt like if you're farming bioluminescent stuff, it feels like a place that you're going to want to do some shrooms.
Oh, definitely. All of these shrooms are probably there are different kinds of shrooms that do different things to your psyche, and you can mix and match your like personal high if the guilds allow.
And maybe it's more of a medicinal approach to things that has the added benefit at times of making you feel a little groovy. But anyway, again, something that you can kind of take or leave as you wish.
Definitely, and I'm pretty sure that's something that the Ethereans just hate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right? That seems to be like something like really they're dulling their senses.
Maybe
they're not alert when danger looms. What is this?
They invite
Typical.
Yeah, right. They invite the Ethereans to a very special cultural welcoming to the city where it kind of looks a bit like a rave and everybody's doing some hallucinogens and they're just like, what is this? What are you doing? Yeah, it seemed like a nice juxtaposition. But okay, so there's a couple things that are missing from this that I left out on purpose.
Okay.
A bestiary.
Ooh, yes.
And I wanted to just make that just as blank slate as possible, and that we could. So there's another sort of contributor to this design process, as we've kind of designed it, and that would be what I'm calling the arbiters.
Yes.
They are.
Who are the arbiters?
Who are the arbiters?
Who
is the arbiter? They will be called to render judgment on particular questions of import as it relates to the development process. We'll do surveys and we'll do flash votes and we'll do all kinds of stuff maybe a longer overtime kind of thing that we use to measure stuff. But the arbiters are the people who are in the live chat. And we'll have opportunities
Yes.
for people to actually be to participate, even if they have to watch this on demand. But yeah, the arbiters are the chat, and we will endeavor for each episode that we put together to have some questions that need some answers. And then folks will be able to he walks on acid. Sure. I was thinking more of like the cave rave in the Matrix, arguably one of the worst plot points in the Matrix, but fun here. It's fun here. But yeah, so chat, you will be all three of us will be leaning on you to answer some fundamentals, and of course we reserve the right to steal any great ideas as they pop.
Yes, of course, as
Yeah,
one does.
as one does, and one shall, and one will. Yeah, and this is really, I wanted to find a good way to make sure that the chat had some skin in the game, like they could really feel like they're contributing and making the moving the needle and lobbying for a change that they want to see, and so we'll be watching very carefully, taking the pulse of everybody in chat. And let me see, I'm trying to think if we've got. Oh wow, we're right up on it, aren't we?
We're almost
We fit it
out
nice
of
and
time.
clean.
Yeah. Really good stuff. Well, I want to thank you for indulging me and sort of taking on sort of this amalgam of our ideas with some sprinkling of stuff that I thought would be fun and funny and interesting. And I appreciate that. And again, looking forward to seeing you kind of take those ideas and put your own spin, rename anything. I mean, Gullet Gardens is my favorite name, but I just went with it because I couldn't think of anything else. Doesn't
We
have
can
to
workshop.
yeah, exactly. So I think that what we'll do is, now that you own your cities, and that we will kind of noodle on all that stuff, and maybe start talking about mapping the spaces out and sort of thinking about what they kind of look like in the vibe, maybe doing some mood boards or something, or whatever. But I think that when we talk about when we convene next time around, I want to get a little bit more into the Kabbalists and the occultists and that
Yes.
struggle, and some of the longer term, goals, and because a lot of the things going on here are generational. They've been passed down
Mhm.
through from generation to generation, and I also really want to identify, once we've sort of secured that piece of the lore and ratify it, that we talk about, what does a conflict between the two cities look like, and how is that measured, and is there some spying going on, is there some spycraft, is there some trickery, are the Ethereans sending things down that are like rude little notes, or a giant ice and what are the folks doing in the maw when there's a lot of fun.
I'm just having this thought. It's like, Mom, the Ethereans are sending us yellow slow again.
That's right. Yikes! I love that.
Those crazy kids.
Now, here's yeah, and so one of the things too that I think will be fun is that this is a canvas that we get to do whatever we want with, and I've made the commitment just because of it started as a little battle map, and now we're doing something different. But it's a nice canvas for us to play around with all the different mechanics that you can find throughout all of the age games,
Oh,
for
yeah.
us to create some of our own, to work with the chat to also create. But
Mhm.
I just decided we're just going to ride this thing wherever it takes us, and
Oh yeah.
if we take a direction and we think that it doesn't quite work, we have that the latitude to make those course corrections as we need to. And we may find, and I'm imagining this is not uncommon, that when we get to the end of a particular thought process, that because it's so great, it does something, maybe we have to kind of adjust something that we've talked about in the past to make room for it.
Yes,
But
sure.
yeah, because I do think at some point it does become a zero sum game, and we should probably, the three of us, make a commitment not to add. Now it's a celestial, like a galactic, whatever. But maybe it isn't. The this is going to be really a ride, and we'll just kind of take it where the creativity tells us to go, and course correct as we need to moving forward.
Definitely. I have one question.
For sure.
If we're using the chat as the arbiters,
Yes.
are we doing these questionnaires only live, or do we want to have like longer lasting poll situations too?
Yeah, I think we do want both. Yeah, so we want that kind of long-term opportunity for people to engage, because some folks will, maybe they're catching up or what have you. But the goal will be to have something for folks who attend the live to engage with, and then something for folks to visit after watching the live, which will be in the grad or in the think tank, and then maybe a longer term, or maybe even a call for submissions for people want to contribute a sort of a mission, or write up an NPC, or create a beast that lives in these various areas. And I think that having kind of purposely left that blank, it would be a lot of fun to have that kind of fun to create, like what does the flora and fauna look like. We know that there's some glow in the dark lichens and get you high, and that maybe there's some birds or some kind of winged things that live up in the spires. Outside of that, it's kind of everybody's like, what lives between the dragon's teeth,
Definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah, I already had like funny enough an idea for not inside the maw but outside the maw, and those would be like scale lice.
Oh yeah.
Basically a dragon parasite that for the dragon is like tiny, but for us it's like this huge monstrous insectoid
thing. Pokey parts to get through the scale. Oh yeah, gross. Yeah,
exactly.
So we have some real
evocative. Love it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so we will do polls on the grad then, I assume, and probably also on the tank, if the tank has a tank a poll ability.
It does indeed.
Yeah, right, great, awesome. Then we'll do that. We do both. Then we can do different things for different people. It's awesome. Yeah,
I love it. And I think too, we want to make it easy for people to kind of engage on things, and so we'll kind of go back and forth. But I think as well that we want to, like, maybe we do some opportunities in the future to have a creative gathering in the tank or in the grad. We have a little voice chat where we focus on one very specific feature, and sort of with the help of folks develop, because I'm really looking forward to populating the world with NPCs and with flora and fauna, that have some weird business going on, because clearly the dragon's not from this planet, so it's brought something with it,
Star plagues.
Yeah, right. Something. But anyway, listen, my friends, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, and thank you folks in chat for listening. And and we are going to be working to stream some stuff from Gen Con. This will be our last Thursdays before Gen Con. We're going to be. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do is I want to try and visit each of the folks that are running our games and do a quick little, hey, say hi, if they are so inclined to be on camera. And I've already reached out to a couple of them, a couple really great folks who are very active on TikTok, and looking forward to meeting them. That'll be a lot of fun. And we're even going to have, I thought we were going to have a gravy squatch. But the challenge is Indianapolis is very warm, and the gravy
right now.
Yeah, the gravy squatch get up is very warm. And so, and plus it's so big that it needs its own luggage. And I'm telling you, it's expensive to fly. You only want to take what you can afford to
fly a whole squatch.
That's right. That's right. Just wear it onto the plane. But yeah, so I do expect to see lots of great pictures, videos, and live streams. As we can. No, it's a convention, and sometimes the cell network gets a little overwhelmed, and that's what we'll be kind of working on, or working with. And is there anything else? We talked about the print, the reserve. We talked about the new sheet over on the new age sheet over on Roll20.
Yes,
we have I think we've really covered it. We really run the gamut here. So
are you doing office hours?
I am doing office hours. Thank you. Yeah, doing office hours. You can join me in an hour from now. We hang out in Zoom and we do lots of cool stuff. We, catch up and people remind me of the things that I haven't done, which I then soon forget. And we play it all over again next Thursday. But this Thursday, tonight, do join. You will head to the atomicthinktank.com and look for the meeting. You will see it says "Get Tanked with Troy," and yeah, I think that's it.
We're doing shrooms again.
That's right. We're getting groovy, everybody. Chat.
Shrooms from the gums.
That's right.
The gum shrooms.
I'm
Gum
high
shrooms.
on Totter. I want to thank the
Oh,
chat.
we can have private investigators who are gumshoes.
Oh, see, absolutely. All right, Michael and chat. We'll see you next time. But thank you for diving in, everybody in chat. Thank you too for having so much fun with this. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think that's it. Everybody, have a great.
Thank you, everybody.
And we'll see you, if not at Gen Con, after Gen Con. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Ren. Thank you, Cred. See you soon. Bye-bye.